Hello?
Good evening, everybody. All right, or good afternoon, depending on where you are at. We are here in the tunnel above the iron farm, and I was just doing a little bit of AFK, hoping to get a bit more material to work with. Oh, glad to know that things are working. Excellent. Okay, what do we have here? Iron, that's good. I'm not running out of space there. Let's convert these into bone meal. Hopefully I won't need them. I think I'm pretty much done with that part, but knock on wood. So, you can see that I've got the walls all done with birch in, so they're all birched in. And then now I just need to get the roofing done. Right? So, like this one. Now, I'm just going to double check and see what my title is. Oh, I guess we're still Castle Towers High Tunnel Part 2. Part 2, I suppose. So unfortunately, basically, the thing that threw me is that Twitch, in their infinite wisdom, in quotes, wisdom, decided to do an update to the mobile manager. They're adding extra buttons and stuff.
Oh, hello there!
Hello, Scrublord, how are you? So yeah, I'm just in the middle of ranting about Twitch's quote-unquote update to their mobile app to allow you to monitor and manage your stream. Problem is, when you go and edit your information for the title of your stream and your go live information, at least on my iPhone, I cannot find on there anywhere a button that says done or save or something like that. You can share, but there's nowhere to actually hit done to cause it to save, which is problematic because I can't change things remotely when I'm running a little bit behind schedule. So that's a bit of a pain. But welcome in, Zerk. Howdy, howdy, howdy. So we've got a lot of the outside walls done. That's both the inner and the outer. I need to put the gates in place. Forgot about that. Okay. And then we need to start putting on the birch trap doors and the buttons. And I'm going to need both. Yeah, I need more than 22. More than 27, probably. I didn't make enough. Oh well. Let's see. How many do I got? 15. I'm gonna do a quick count of these blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm guessing. So yeah, I definitely want enough. That's okay. Got some trees. They grew. We're good. Okay. Let's turn these all into planks. I'll start with trapdoors and we'll see how far that gets us. And I get 2 more buttons. Yay! Buttons, buttons. We got buttons. That won't be enough, but it'll get us part way. As long as I keep the doors closed, it doesn't matter. But when I open the windows, then that makes them spawnable. So these ones were intending to stay closed, but I should probably at some point get up there and just put buttons on them so that I can open them to look down into the lower courtyard when I'm doing AFK, for example. But I just do not want to have spawns up there. Okay, let's start by putting up these. Gates. 1, 2, 3, and come on. 4. There we go. Okay, so that's the last of that. We can run in and start making these things the right color. And then we'll put the roof on. Do I have any? Nope. And we can close off the towers as well, but I haven't actually done that yet. So giving you a quick rundown, I said I was going to wait and figure out where I was going to put the towers, then I just went through and put them in. So, easier to do it on the map. We have ourselves, where's the live reference? Okay, so you can start to see where we're going. I've got the 2 towers on the south side, which sort of fit our little reference picture. Instead of having one on the northeast side, because of the way that we have a crazy hole in the ground up there, instead I moved the one that would have been northeast, I just decided to put it out to the west. There's a small tower out there. and then we're going to have a little bridge that comes across there, and a little bridge that comes across there, and then another one that goes inside from the one side to the other across the faux moat. So we're starting with dry moats for the time being, but eventually I think I may try and change the bottom of this one out. Not to be a wet moat, because that wouldn't help us a whole lot. I mean, realism-wise, it's probably a best plan, but I'm tempted to make it magma at the bottom. We'll see. I'm kind of up in the air on that one. But to start with, we get to run around and heal this place, and then we're going to pillar ourselves up on dirt in various spots and get the trapdoors and buttons put on. Got a lot of this stuff to do. Whole place tan. And while we do that, we don't need the reference, so I'm going to take that off. There we go. And I'm missing chat while I'm doing this. Well, blah, blah, blah. Sorry, not blah, blah, but... Okay, good. Just wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything super critical. Ding, ding, ding. Lots of dings. Okay. This is the most exciting stuff in the world, but it was actually better than cutting trees. No deaths from trees, a couple of injuries from trees, nothing notable. And every once in a while, because I don't have a roof on here, we will see a bee who decides to fly up and over these walls and then get very confused and just hang out in the castle gap. I have not yet hit one of them, although I'm just waiting for that moment, and then that's the end of me for a day. But the bees love to hang out in here, in this wiggly bit, and get themselves trapped, in which case I just have to push past them and they're not happy about it. It's almost like you can hear them grump buzz at you. So apologies to everybody for starting a half hour late. As I mentioned this morning, or recently, that we were getting new bank accounts for our kids. They've got their... See what I mean? Okay. They've got their first bank accounts now and their first debit cards, the bank machine cards, and that just took a little longer than we had anticipated. Just partly because the online banking system that we had been using to start the registration for the accounts unfortunately put them in as the wrong type. It's a good thing that the banker that we dealt with was able to catch that. She was very, very good at her job and said, nope, we need to restart these. And then the one that was the right type for our two kids, unfortunately, for some reason, it wasn't letting her add myself as sort of a second adult set of eyes on the account. So she had to basically cancel it and start again. It just took a little longer. Not a big deal, but yeah. And so I finally got to put my checks in the bank, which is good news as well. So the wonderful gifts you guys have been sending are actually sitting in there now, finally earning interest, which is amazing. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do, actually, rather than just doing the one side and it back and forth, it's really slow moving. I'm actually just going to stick to one side and then run back to the place the opposite direction and do the other side. Probably going to be, I shouldn't say it's any faster, but it's a little bit more visually appealing to me. This is a bit of a weird, it's funny that like, the stripping sound is probably fine for a few logs, but when you've got mass quantity, to me it sounds sort of like something is dripping and going splat, kind of like the honey drips they have in the game. It's almost like they sped up the sound from the honey and pitched it up a few tones and then just went with that. But I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised to find out that like the story behind the sound of the feeling is probably something actually getting crunched or peeled or something wet and mushy getting destroyed in real life. Because I mean, things like for the zombies, particularly the drowns, but the zombies, it sounds like it's different versions of people like gargling with mouthwash while they brush their teeth or something like that. But yeah, so our kids have their accounts and they were quite happy about it. It's funny because I don't remember it being that exciting like today, but I mean, I'm the adult, right? I remember it being really exciting when I was a kid because of course I got my little bank book and they put in the money I brought with me from my piggy bank, and we we got to see it all printed out and then a little receipt saying here's how much you have in the bank. But because our kids, partly because our kids didn't bring their money with them, that we don't actually have that part. And of course, we've all gone paperless, so they would get emailed statements, which they don't have phones, so they can't see their statement till they get home anyways. But nice to know. So all the way home we were discussing different things about security, or securing your card and making sure that you don't lose it, and different ways the bank looks out for us if we do that. Like if we do lose our card or misplace it, or see a transaction that's not us. So yeah, it's been one of those kind of awesome parenting afternoons, I guess. But it does also mean that with the ability to actually put money in a bank and realize that you can actually spend it, may come the request to finally have an allowance. Now, a lot of kids have an allowance. By the time you're like, I don't know, 8 maybe. Our kids are older than that, but they just never really wanted one because they didn't really have anything they wanted to spend it on. And sometimes, if it was close to a birthday or Christmas or something, then we would just simply say, "We'll put it on your list," and then through whatever method it would show up. So we haven't really had them need a reason to spend, but lately my son has been more interested in buying his own Lego kits, sort of out of season, I guess you could say. And then my daughter's interested in, right now, more craft supplies. So it's always interesting to see what they're going to do with their money now that they feel that they can actually move with it. But for some stuff, we're now being able to give them cash. Like there was a time when my husband and I didn't feel comfortable sending the kids, to school with cash for a book fair or something like that. Now we can. Last summer was a really good test for that. They got to go to the campground store all by themselves with cash to go buy themselves treats. And initially they wouldn't even have thought to ask, but my husband said, "Yep, here's some money. Go get yourself a treat." Excuse me? What? No, really. Go buy some ice cream or candy or something. Go have fun. Bye. Because they can go to the park by themselves, no problem. But they didn't know about this whole going to the store thing. It's like, we only gave you enough, you can't really get yourself into a whole lot of trouble. So they did, and they actually seem to enjoy the experience. I don't think there's any chance right now of them having shopping addictions or anything silly like that. Partly is because we do so much online that, yeah, one could get themselves into trouble that way, but our kids don't really spend time on Amazon and so forth online, so not that we have that much concern. It also works out well because they keep getting gifted gift cards for things like Xbox time or something, or to go buy something in the Steam store, and they don't really know how. They don't really understand this world of stuff like that, so it's kind of interesting to see, like, to be at that stage where you're watching your kids grow and change in their experience of life. Whereas some of you in chat, I'm aware, have kids older than ours, and so the experience would have been different for you because it seems like everything shifts like quicker than you can imagine. So, for example, like I said, we used to get bank books and little statements, and I remember I'm the youngest of 10 cousins, so my other cousins would have had a similar experience. But who knows what it's going to be by the time my niece and nephew, who are like 3 and almost 4 and 2, I guess. I can't figure it out anymore. But anyways, they're quite young, and we don't have to worry. Oh, for the love of God, I don't. That's one way to get shocked. Okay, I don't really want to get trapped in here with you, but at least you can't really get in. That's fine. Okay, being in the wiggly section is not happening. Something straight. Okay, that's better. Actually, if they lined up correctly, they could get in. I don't really like that. Come on. I can't see your hitboxes. You want to come harass me? Go for it. Oh, that was pretty pitiful. Come on. There we go. One down. Alright. Oh, I guess that's it. Okay, chickened out. Come on. You wanna play? Come play. You're just on the other side of the wall, are you? That is an interesting sound. I don't think I've heard that up close before. I suppose I should probably have tried to sleep before or after I AFK'd. Ooh. Okay. Let's take a quick detour down here and see if they left anything interesting. Anything? Oh, it's up on the wall. Ooey, and outside. Outside stinks because it means that we're just that much closer. Oh, hey, you dropped a head. Nice. This one, and a head, and that's it. So I think I missed out on anything else. Oh well, that's okay. Nope, I was just too low. So up on the walls. Fine. Another head. Nice. I'll take that. Thank you. And I'll take the XP. Why a cat on the wall, I'm not really sure. Just see if there's anything else up here. Nope, I don't see anything else. I got 2 heads and 1, whatever that thing's called. I never remember. Not bad. That situation used to scare me to death. I hated those. Well, I still hate those guys. But now, I mean, yes, he couldn't get to me. But the other part of it was that they're really not that bad to deal with. They don't hit as hard as I thought they did. Part of it is because earlier on I used to be able to, or not able to, sorry. I used to forget a lot more. Well, I still do quite a lot. But the result is that then I'd be far less armored and frightened of the phantoms in a one-shot kill sense. I really don't like anything being able to come down behind me. Even in real life, I've purposely oriented my office so that I can see from where I'm sitting the door of the office, just because I don't like stuff coming in behind me. Hello, kitty. You know, I'd love to tame the cats, but I don't have any fish. Sorry, guys. One of these days I'll just have to go get some, specifically for taming cats. But I really don't need 32 cats, so that's part of why I've been ignoring them thus far. Anti-creepers would be nice, so I may keep them around for that purpose. I mean, medieval period would have had a gazillion barn cats anyways, so it's not out of keeping with the theme. There we go, and we're on our way back. Guess I can, since I'm not doing cat theme this time, I can take out the all block cat. Oh, well, there aren't 2 A's in cat. Cat, there we go. Take off this one and that one. There we go. Now the cats actually make noises. They don't have a ton of them around. When I had 32 cats sitting in the church last season, there was no way that I was going to be having those sounds making a ton of racket. Alright. So then after this, we'll take a quick look at the camera and just speed boo the castle and just see if it's looking any better. Okay, so kind of in the front. take a quick look. This one. Aha! Yeah, so there are top corners that are missing. These are the outside pieces. And then anything on this side. I can get rid of that extra dirt. That's about it. If I can get to those pieces when I come out for the trapdoor windows. I think we've got it mostly handled. Quick look on this side. I did not forget about the cobble walls. They're intentionally not covered. And we're going to do a wood palisade wall on the inside. Probably something stripped again, but probably something like spruce and just go vertical the whole time. I wish I could trigger one set of stairs to sit on top and then come to a point in the center, but I can't, so I'd have to do 4 pieces, and that's just, it's not something I'd like to look up. Alrighty. So we're gonna head out of this part and grab some dirt and start pillaring up to do the trapdoors. But this one, not that. Those in there. That one up here. It's funny, now that I've got mending on my phantom membranes, I kind of wonder what on earth I want them for. Between mending and unbreaking, there's not much point, so I don't really know. Mojang could probably do something different with those, it'd be nice. With my kind of luck, they probably have, and it's probably something like some sort of potion or something like that, which is not stuff I'm usually into. Okay, I don't need this. I'm going to start on the... Let's do the outside first. That's the one that gives us some more visual bang for our buck. There we go. I really need a bridge so I don't have to keep going up and down all the time. Alright. Start on the far side and work our way around. This one. And I reach the button. Button up there. There we go. And that. And rinse and repeat. I don't yet have bamboo for scaffolding. It's one of those, yeah, I need to get around it moments. But until then, button actually, in addition to keeping the door spawn-proof if I open it, the button will also work lore-wise in terms of referring to the anchor point that we would use for tying the door to. Now, I know I could probably do tripwire hooks. Just a lot. Maybe I will change that eventually when I look at more details, but for now, this will do. Oops, it serves the purpose in an expedient format, and you can always change it later. Tuesday. So it'd be nice to see something that's not castle wall related for a change. So tomorrow's plan isn't going to be a complete upending, but we will be able to get started on actually laying out the interior of some of the buildings. I will probably, actually, let's make a priority on the drawbridges instead. And that way I can bring over things like bring over the sheep and put them inside to start with. That may not be where they are long term. I'm thinking because I've changed the layout compared to my reference model a little bit, there would have been a stable inside, and I've got a horse pen, so I might just put sheep in there for now and then move them later. Maybe I'll put the sheep outside, we'll see. But one way or the other, I need them closer, so there's not as much running around, and I'd love to have some food farming much closer. at least near an entrance that we've got. I mean, it's not too bad now that I've got the word. Uh-oh, that's not good. It's not too bad now that I've got the gates put in. I left the window open. Oh well. That's fine. Whee! Thank you, Fantastic Sherlock Fox. I appreciate that. Let's get this one out of there. So something I mentioned this morning, some of you were here to hear it and some of you were not, but for another boredom buster when playing these games, I've added the pulling of cards from Not Parent Approved, which is virtually a family-friendly version of, or take on, Cards Against Humanity. Similar concept. One of those things where you've got a scenario with a blank in it, and then you've got sort of an answer that could fill the blank. And Not Parent Approved is very, very definitely much cleaner. We do own the family-friendly version, in quotes, family edition, I guess, of Cards Against Humanity. But my kids and I played it, and their assessment was that it was a little more sketchy than they were comfortable with. They kept wanting to pull some of the cards out of the grouping. So I might use that one, but I think I want to start with the super safe one to begin with, which the side effect of that is that it's also very basic. Aimed quite a bit at youth. So you get things that youth might find funny that some of the rest of us just kind of go, I think I grew out of that. But as I said, it's a place to start. And then we still have marbles, we still have Lego, we still have, you know, all those things. Stuff and things, yes. I don't want to be caught up the top of the pillar. Oops. It's one thing to be having phantoms when you're stuck inside. But as I said, I don't like things coming up behind me, and I've got my back to the world. That's not smart. Let's go back here. At least be inside the fence when they show up. And we have ourselves a hill champion underway. So feel free to get yourself on in there if you're interested. Just type !join, and you get to see who is the hill champion for the day, which gets your name on the redeem, so that next person who redeems it will actually see that it's you who are the champion of the hill. It is Tuesday, which makes it feel a little bit like Senior's Day here. I'm not trying to build like a senior, but hey, we've seen people build all kinds of neat stuff, no matter what their age is. And so it's one of those things that goes to show that Minecraft isn't just for kids. And the champion of the hill is Fantastic Sherlock Fox, using the giant match. Okay. I don't think I've seen that one before. That's a new one on me. sure about that. Did you set somebody on fire? But a weird one. Yeah, I mean, it's good to see that the people in behind that particular one are updating it. It's a remote web browser item, but giant match. Okay. Now I will say that I'm keeping it careful eye on these, but because it's a remote one created by somebody who 99% of the time is family friendly. I know that they've done a couple of packs that were a little on the sketchy side, so I'm hoping we don't miss anything. But yeah, I have commented to them a couple of times that I'm thankful that that particular item is still family friendly, just because it's just not my style not to be, I guess, probably the best way of putting it. One of the things that Fantastic Sherlock Fox was showing the kids and I yesterday was a weird situation where a kid skipped school. I should say a young adult, skipped their university classes to stream instead, and then word got out, and so what the class actually did was they spent half the class from watching the stream of the person who was skipping class. I mean, that falls in the category of busted. But yeah, probably not a smart move on the part of the youth who did that. I mean, that's silly as it sounds. That's actually paranoia over that sort of factor is one of the reasons why I don't let the kids in my son's scout group know what my streaming name is, even though I use a face cam and everything. Just because there's enough stories about people having their identity get out and it coming back to haunt them. I just don't want my son's scouts doing that. I also don't want to accidentally find out what their streaming name is and then discover later on that they're doing something that their age group really shouldn't be, because then I'd feel like I'd be obligated to share, and it's not my place. So, yeah. You know. But it's funny because some of them think I'm an expert, some of them think there's no way on earth I could have any clue in what I'm doing in Minecraft. And so at the pub level, so we're talking 8 to 10-year-olds, we were coming back from a group hike and they were insisting on asking me questions about the end portal. How many eyes does it need? And can you have one anywhere? And does it have to be in the stronghold? And on and on and on and on. It was like, oh, for Pete's sake, that's not what we're here for. But inevitably that type of conversation always starts with the default, you play Minecraft? I didn't know adults played Minecraft. Really? What world are you from? Anyway. So, they had fun finding out about the myriad of head choppings and stuff that our server tends to do. We had one on Friday, so I'll be able to tell them this time around. Yeah, got my head cut off 24 times this weekend. Oh, right, that's not the middle. Okay. Just chop this pile down. Righty. What's this one? Door done first. That's what I'm really here for. And then clean up. I was just trying to figure out why my screen dimmed a bit and the colors went weird. You guys probably won't see it, but I've got on my screen, I've got that, what do you call it? Warm hue, I can't remember what they call it, night light, night shift, where it takes out some of the blue tones to help with sleep and so on later on in the evening. That's great at night. And I just got lazy when I upgraded to Windows 11 and re-enabled the feature, that I didn't adjust the hours. So I've got it set from sunset to sunrise, which is great, but in the wintertime, sunset comes early. Very, very early. So it's on right now. And that's not necessarily a problem, I just have to remember what was causing it. Wrong order of operations. There we go. Window in. Then take the dirt out. In the middle, actually. We can make it two at once. Oh. Not right. Are you kidding me? Everywhere except what I wanted. Wow. My aim is dreadful tonight. This one. There. This one. There. Have I got any? While I have the windows, I don't have the buttons. Rather than coming out twice, I think I'm going to just quickly run back and grab the buttons, but we don't have to go all the way, thankfully. Only halfway. My... Oh, it's all the dirt. Okay. Gonna need some more birch just to make more buttons. Let's get this one out of the way. Don't need a ton of buttons, but I might as well get this birch chopped, and then it's done. It's dealt with. Go. Oh, I'm a whole hour ahead. Okay, doesn't help. I've got room. Oh, should be the end of that. I think I got it all. Hope I got it all. Looks like it's starting to do something, so it should be okay. Well, that was short and sweet. Somebody else must have already been sleeping. Okay. Where was I on the outside? I needed buttons. Really? Buttons I can do on the fly, so we're just gonna roll with it. No, not that far. We left off. Over here somewhere. Oh, pumpkins! Yay! I see them over in the distance. That's good news. Good news, good news, good news. So, somewhere in between. Actually do this properly this time? Are you kidding me? This game. Any horses? No, no horses. Okay, fine, whatever. Let's make 5 buttons. That. Not very many extras if I do that. Of course, I need all the ones for the inside as well. Panel. Probably gonna get lightning and thunder when it's inconvenient, and I'm gonna be up on a pole. Really? It's not phantoms. It's gotta be something else. And if I accidentally eat it, it works, right? Okay. Nice. Okay, so I know we're short buttons on the outside of this other one so that I can open them all the way around. I'm not going to worry about it right this second. Because actually, oh, no I'm not, because by the time I get a roof on, it won't matter on some of it. And it occurred to me that I have not spawn-proofed that correctly. Nor have I finished the roof on that one. Okay. Well, that explains a lot. I was trying to figure out why I had slabs, and now I know. So, wander through here and clean up. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. The music is so sleepy at the moment. Like fantasy tunes, we don't need that. Let's go with something a little more. I'm not in the mood for that either. Oh, this one. A bit better. Okay. Where's that going? Inside. Come on. Okay, we'll have to go up on this one. I wouldn't have to. Well, it is. Okay. I probably should have had a window over there. Maybe in this spot. Let's go up and put one in. That's why I didn't want to line up the other side. Oh well. Okay. This. Buy apple. This part doesn't look like much. That's the most exciting thing about it. But it's kind of important to get this detail on. I mean, the roof will make it more exciting, more interesting, visually appealing. Hello. And I also know that there are definite blind spots in here that would be a problem in a real castle. One of the blind spots would be, what did I just count? 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 15, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 25. Okay. Yeah, I think. Oh yeah, so we're talking about blind spots though. But the in a real castle, you would definitely want to have some spots that didn't just simply hang over. You actually would probably want ones that had like trapdoors in the floor, so you could shoot downwards. In a Minecraft castle, it's not so critical, so I should not worry about it. Because part of it is you would make really small slots in the floor in a real castle. And in Minecraft, you actually have to have 1 meter by 1 meter square, so it's a little bit ridiculous. Hey Ross, how you doing? How are you? I saw you were having a little bit of fun getting trolled earlier today. Did you manage to get your ingots of iron you were looking for? I was curious about that. Dub Dynamite's pretty good at trolling. Also, what brings you in today? Curious to hear how you've been keeping on. All I get to see is what happens when you're playing online. Oh, so many trolls! Well, I'll admit, I know that you give as good as you get, so it's worth it sometimes. But oh, cool. Do you have to work tonight? What are all the polka dots? Polka dots bags? By the way, hello. Good to see you. I don't know. You work tomorrow. Okay, that's good. Ooh, well, could be worse. I mean, 4:30 is not a horrible time to be up, provided that you've been to bed first. So do you do like a 12x4 kind of week, or do you split it up? Ross, the boss, for sure. Ross is definitely the boss. I'd say she's the queen too, but I think that we might have a contender for that title as well in Nahaku. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and every other Wednesday, and 12-hour shifts each time, I assume. Well, it's an important job you're filling, and in all honesty, the less shift changeovers that a job like that has, the more effective it can be at times. Okay, I'm seeing in-game chat here, and I'm really curious. What did you put on? Sounds like you guys have some sort of... Oh, these names. Yeah. Ross's bonnet. I'm gonna pretend that that has a Firefly connection to it. No, Cursive Binding would just be rude. Rude! Well, you're not the only one. Wolfen and I were joking about having each of us having put on our big girl pants to be able to survive the end, so it's all good. All good. So as you can see what we're up to today, I'm just putting up the walls on the outside of the castle. It's still not quite the way the real thing should be. In the period we're looking at, the whole thing that you see that's stone should actually be wood, but I really didn't want to build a wood castle. I mean, it'd be one of those ones that something would happen along the lines of people would get a download at the end of the season, and then go to visit it and forget to turn off FireTick on their version of the world. The next thing we know, the castle is gone. So this way, only half the castle will be gone. Careful with that handwritten note there. Zerk might sell it on eBay to try and make a buck. Ross's autograph would probably fetch some pretty big coin. How come I didn't see you online last week? Oh, well, that's because she was just busy signing autographs. So, Max, I saw you sneak in too. What, you had asked about the polka dots. And I asked what you mean by the polka dots. And it may not have been directed at me either. That's another possibility. The question may not have been directed at me either. You know, I'm just seeing that somebody had said here that we need to rename Ross's sword the Sus Leader Scepter. Which works, except just picturing that in in-game chat when we had one of the head removal sessions and seeing the number of times that people would have been beheaded with the Sus Leader Scepter. That just sounds odd. Very, very Queen of Hearts. Yeah, totally. With her head. Although, I mean, for Poodle Pirate, you know, we could even go with off with her head and her tail too in tiny pieces. Horrible paraphrasing of Alice in Wonderland, but hey, it's there. Yep. how many trapdoors am I going to be short? I've got 2. We've got missing 3, 6. Okay, that's easy enough. We can make 6. 6 trapdoors. Great. Then we're going to need lots and lots of stairs and slabs, because next level is putting on the roofing, which actually makes it look sort of thatch. I thought about doing it in hay bales, but then it's not spawn proof. So I'm just going to go with wood instead. And I just did it again, didn't I? Order of operations. All right. I'll be honest. Up until now, I still haven't. I've seen some stuff at the spawn area. And still haven't seen anybody else's real sort of base per se. I mean, I saw part of Phoenix's, and a little bit of Wolfen's current yurt, her yurt home. But beyond that, I haven't actually seen much of anybody else's bases. Now, I wasn't fully sure exactly where Max was last night when I was watching him. And I saw a bit of Stormy's, because I may have seen what she's done with her house. But that's all, like, you know. So one of these days, I'll have to take the time for an offline tour and just see who's where and what's what. Because of the type of odd locale that Dadcraft has selected, just simply going there and to do the whole, yep, I've been there, I saw it, first person, is something I'll do later in the season. Oops. Order of ops. There we go. But it's kind of like going to the end with my big girl pants on. I don't normally go climbing up mountains. Not that it's scary or anything, it's just not something I usually do. Oh, sorry. No, not for you. I have to put those up there instead. Yeah, you can't have my carrot. I'm sorry. It is mine. The carrot is mine, and it shall be mine forever. Mine for the taking. Okay. I think I mostly have this done. Yeah, I missed that spot on the other side. This part chopped. Okay. So safe zone, more or less. Do a quick run around. Well, fly around, I guess. There we go. Open and close windows. Oh, missed that one. Right in the center. Dumb spot to miss something. Probably because it came out the other door. Okay, and then aside from being short the buttons, then we're on to roofing. Sounds like a plan. I need one more trapdoor. Why am I worried about it? 1, 2. I'm gonna get things working today. Use your head, Dylan. There we go. That one. I have buttons. For now, anyway. 3. Need a lot more stairs. Do I have upstairs? Wow. Obviously that my resub is broken. I do apologize for that. That's a shame, serious shame. let's just see what we've got. Platforms. Sub. Free sub. That would explain a lot. Gee. Really not doing so good. Okay. Not good. Where am I? Okay, so some of my alerts are listed. That's okay. This way. Sub. Select. Wow. Some of my stuff just went missing. That's not good. Okay. I think I got everything critical sorted out. I apologize for not seeing that. Thank you very, very much for your resub there.
Hello
Betsy.
there!
I appreciate that. Back to... I was looking for stairs. I need more stairs. I need slabs. I don't need the birch anymore. Flame Windows update? No. Not exactly. Blame Delenn for updating her alerts to a package that didn't currently have an alert for some of these pieces, and so I didn't realize that I didn't have set for them. Okay, I need lots of those, and I'm probably going to need the slabs, and then we'll call it. Go back up the tree. Sticks over there. These, and get those out of my hand. Alright. I'm moving so slow because I didn't eat. That would explain a lot. I'm trying to figure out why I was being pokey. Welcome in, Tom. Welcome in. I am spoiled. So many great people on stream today. Alright, so we're almost done the outer walls of the castle. If I can not make mistakes, that would help. And say hi to ITT Tom since shoutouts aren't working. Weird, because your shoutout worked just fine. Interesting. Yeah, both versions work just fine. But extra shout out to Tom anyways, just because. Hi Arch! How are you doing? How's the world of archery is thunderous? We are just getting ourselves sorted out, and I guess I should go to the roof. Me too. And we just finished the tunnel portion to the well, Beaumont and Bailey Castle. Yes, and it's time to actually go up and put stuff on the roof. So actually, if I'm going to start at one end, I might as well go up this way. Did I? Oh, yeah, I know why. While I think about it, it's going to bug me. I'm just going to quickly make a couple of spruce trapdoors, because then we can get the holes filled. Spruce. 1, 2, I think I'm going to need 3, so... one more. There we go. That should be enough. This way, please. Thank you. And these are going to be weird, but I'm purposely putting them at the bottom. So they flip up. It helps keep out the rain. Why are there... Oh. That's because Plinko didn't reset. I was trying to... That's probably what Max was referring to. So is the Plinko reset. You guys probably didn't notice the little purple pillars at the bottom with the star in the center. And if I do Plinko like this, then those become the dots on the screen are the little pins that you bounce off of. And I guess since we were moving, we didn't notice the bars at the bottom because I tend to like purple. And then if I Plinko reset, it gives me a quick flash, but then everybody's gone. It took me a second to figure out what you were talking about until you said, "What are the dots on your screen?" And I thought, "What? You weren't the person that asked me that," so I was kind of getting confused. And now I get it. All right. So I'm gonna have to remember to put this one back. I'll get a surprise later on and regret it. Okay. So like this, and I think I can use the slabs. Good. This part's just, vanilla. Easy, easy, easy. But then I'm gonna have to come back through here with buttons because I want to have an overhang. And said overhang is unfortunately going to cost me a little bit. I don't need one there. Pretty traditional roofing lines, nothing too exciting here. Yeah, now that you mentioned them, and that's probably what it was. That I would bet you that's probably what Max was referring to earlier when he was asking about what are all the polka dots? Polka dots? Now I get it. Yeah, Plinko pins. I don't play the Plinko nearly as much as I play the drop, like the parachute drop one. So I didn't necessarily think about it. This one will be interesting. Figure out how to do the roofing on that puppy. In the center. That's not going to help me at all. Upside down doesn't help. Okay, there we go. Come on. At least it's not Phantom Knight right now. We're good. Actually, since Max is in stream, I'll note what I was mentioning this morning. Yeah, that one. So, and I've just noticed my face is all red. Probably because... let's try this. 2, and then... that. Yeah, doesn't help much. I think I was getting some glare back from my screen that was, part of it was red, so that didn't help. Now I'm just flushed for the night, apparently. But no, I was watching Max last night, and then I was thinking about it. I've been paying attention to how different people sound after someone had made a comment in my stream regarding my Canadian accent. It's just, when you get used to hearing people like you all around you, you don't necessarily realize or think about your accent all that much. And but I was realizing that even though neither accent is negative in any way, hearing at Max and then thinking about how sometimes he's rated into me, it must be an interesting contrast in accents. I mean, similarly, we get quite a notable one. we get quite a notable accent notable accent difference in the same sort of way that we get a notable accent difference from Dadcraft going into Carnage Joe. You know, his is kind of Virginia accent. That's my guess, anyways. It's morphed to be more Virginian than maybe it was when he first started. But then heading off to an Australian one is quite different. So I mean, Max's accent is quite different than mine, and it's just one of those things I find neat, listening to different people. Just the way we stretch out words or pronounce different things. Ross, you know, that's an odd one to see in chat, but I will say you had enough trouble living it down from the accidental issue with the portal last year. I'm not sure that this is helping. But for any of you that are affiliates, my latest bugbear is that Canadians, or at least myself, get bit when it comes to conversions between American funds and your local currency. And we're supposed to be able to have an agreement with the US whereby we fill out tax forms and then we don't get any withholding tax from the American because we're going to have to pay tax on it in Canada. And unfortunately, Twitch's math seems to figure that somehow, at least according to their help desk, that I'm currently set, in spite of filling out the paperwork 4 times, that I'm still subject to withholding, and that the withholding value they claimed was currently sitting at 10%, but their guesstimate screen and what they actually are taking off is actually more in the neighborhood of like 28.33%. So that's my latest Canadianism that I'm kind of gonna have to check in with some other Canadian streamers and see if they're seeing the same sort of thing. It's just evil. Evil, evil, evil. Who won this time? Arch is the new champion. Arch is the new champion of the hill with the toilet plunger. Arch, you know, you do realize you can grow up from the toilet plunger and the colander helmet that we all used as kids with our bath towel cape, and you can move beyond that. It's okay. Ow. Ow, Ross. Love it, but ow. You know the Oilers will win. Well, certainly won't be the Calgary Flames anyway. We made it down to the other end, and it's just time for us to loop back. Which means if I do fall off, the fall is just a little more painful on this end. Oops. That's a mistake there. What do we say? That Arch has cleaned up the competition? Start with the stairs, now back to the covers. I have to put some more slabs on the outside of that anyways. Indentured servant. Wow. It's funny that I was I agreed with the whole referring to the villager characters as indentured servants or something along those lines, or owned slaves, or whatever you want to call them. It periodically, or period-wise, fits the lore that I'm working with for my base this season. But it's also funny because I know there's one story in the Brother Kedfell canon that it's inspiring my base this season, where part of the story revolves around the fact that one of the characters has been freed, but not getting treated that way. Why did I bring and or make spruce stairs? I think I made a mistake. Okay, well, it's fine. That's one where Brother Kedfell actually sneaks out of the Abbey because he's kind of in trouble for helping these people. But they're Welsh, and he's Welsh, and one of those, sometimes blood is thicker than politics and religion. But in any case, he goes, and this particular story revolves around if a person, or if the man in question had actually killed the person he was a servant to, does he actually become free or not? Like, was he, because there was an agreement that at a particular point he was supposed to be freed. But then it goes on to prove, well, one would say, well, if he did that, then he should actually be culpable and shouldn't actually have ever been freed, and big mess. But it turns out that he wasn't the one that actually killed his employer anyway. So, yeah. But Cadfael has to prove it. I find it really funny but interesting how he does it. Also reminds me I need a binge watch of more of the Cadfael television episodes. Because Derek Jacobi. Yeah. Derek Jacobi. That's it in a nutshell. I love his work and the vast majority of stuff I've seen. That was your strategy. Everybody ran. Well, Arch, if everybody ran away because of your toilet plunger, I'm just hoping it was a clean plunger to begin with. I'd run just for that reason alone. We're going to need some more. I may be claiming family friendly, but that doesn't mean I'm above toilet humor. Sorry. If you're expecting something different, I'm afraid you'll be sadly mistaken. I'll probably drop these. Wow, this is running. It certainly doesn't feel like it. Come on. Holy moly. These tunnels were not meant to be run through, by the way. You probably already figured that one out. This is the end. Where did the button come from? There's a button there. Now I'm really confused. Oh, even the stickers are quiet today. Okay. Then I guess I'm just gonna come back up from the other side. Why not? Let's just move things here. I'm gonna fall off. It just feels weird. Oh, oh. We have a few of these. We'll be okay. There we go. Great sections. Forward to getting this part done. It's not that I don't enjoy this castle, but I've taken so long to actually get this done that I would really like to move on to something else. That's sort of key for me, so I'm looking at what I'm going to do next. I mean, it's probably the interior. Maybe that's pretty plain, but as in which pieces of the interior. And I've got a design actually that I used recently in the Vault Hunters world, so those of you that have seen it will probably see me use it again, and do a version of it at the end over by the bee tree, and just making a few stalls for animals. I think that would work well for the look of the place, and then we can always use it for splitting up the horses once I get the other animals out of it. I'm going to excuse me for just a moment. I think I do need to sneeze. Okay, that's better. Definitely sneezed. Really? Why does it have to be upside down? Thinking of playing with my field of view, but right now I'm up on a wall, so not a great time to try to get used to a new field of view. I don't even know what I currently have mine set to. I'm gonna guess like 70, whatever that is. The problem is it's not actually convertible. There's some sort of weird esoteric math going on behind the scenes, but the values are not actually convertible to sane math, in terms of being able to compare, you know, heights to widths to whatever. So the other thing is that you can't even easily compare Java to Bedrock, or Bedrock Computer to Bedrock Tablet, for example. So having conversations about field of view, it's all a matter of personal taste, and some people can handle it more warping of their screen than others. And Ross is apparently a ninja, though I don't know how she could be a ninja in her lovely bonnet and big girl britches. But maybe. It's plausible. Ah, I see. Ross is a fantastic flyer. Like a ballerina went successfully pirouetting on the tip of a pin. I know one actual ballet dancer who wouldn't be about dead trying that sort of trick. Even figuratively. Somebody will have to refresh me on which movie it was, but there was one movie, I think it's one of the like Godfather type movies or something where one of the characters unfortunately discovers a rather messy horse head in their bed. And just Ross said she landed on the bamboo, but then she goes, "Oh, I forgot the horse heads." And I'm thinking to myself, "Oh my goodness, what on earth?" That's all I could think of is that movie scene. And then, of course, Iron Man Hockey follows beautifully with Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon reference. And that would be where the button came from. No, not that. Well. Stairs, please. Okay, so we're on to Slab City. We can get rid of these stairs. And we'll slab the snot out of this thing, then we'll come back and do the ramp. Do it backwards bridge style, sure. I never did do backwards bridging at high speed, so those that can really impress me. This end. I suppose if I actually wanted the dirt for future endeavors, I should probably just leave it and then dig it out from the inside. But, oh well. So this part works well until we get to the center section, where things are actually going to get a little bit higher as they get wider. I'm just probably going to go with a default extra layer of stairs. It's probably easy enough. Not actually liking the look of that. What if? They don't want it super duper pointy, right? Just want it covered over. But I do want to raise it up each time. Let's go with this. That. Yep. This one. That's not working. Okay. Nope, that's gonna be standard stairs. Yeah, let's just go stairs. It works. Didn't like it up this high, but I think it's just gonna have to be. Because there's too many openings at the ends to do a flatter roof. Oh, but I don't want it like outright flat. And besides, this will save me on some of the spawn proofing problem anyway. twice, right? Not fall in the hole. That's not on my list today. Yeah, let's just go with it. It's gonna make it look more grand, in spite of the fact that it's not something I normally would like to do. Come on. These in a little faster. I know that I would probably be running off the roof if I wasn't crutching. Right without though, just because. That's not horribly high. It's high. It's not horribly high. I mean, it is a gatehouse after all. Come on. Man. Okay, roofing. Can we please place stairs today? No. Apparently not. Not going to be enough. Roofing. Oh! Wow, what a weird time for a clip from Cluck to occur to me. That's odd. So, we've talked about this 100 times, but I've been having a rough time lately, loosely with things reminding me of other things. Clips, comments, songs. Sometimes people will say something and it'll remind me loosely of somebody else or something else. And so it will just pop out. It's not exactly like a Tourette's thing. I can stop it, but it's like an internal monologue that doesn't really want to go away. And so yeah, that one reminded me of the character of Rufio from the Robin Williams movie Hook, where Robin Williams is playing adult Peter Pan, who grew up, kind of forgot who he was, started to not believe the story of where he came from. Just figured he was an orphan or something like that, until his kids got kidnapped. So when Peter goes back to Neverland, because he had left, he's no longer the head of the Lost Boys. The Lost Boys have been taken over by a new teenager by the name of Rufio, who's skateboarding, mohawk, earring-wearing type of individual. And, of course, he does not want, initially at least, does not want Peter to figure out who he was, and keeps calling him things like old man and stuff like that, and doesn't initially want to help retrieve or rescue the kids, but then later on, of course, he has his conversion. I mean, Disney style movies are all like that. But it's kind of funny how they've got, for Rufio, they've got a chant every time he shows up. And part of it, I think it ends more of like Rufy, Rufy, Rufy. Oh, at least that's how I remember it. I mean, I'm probably wrong. People like Ross could correct me. But just thinking about the roofing here, made me think of Rufy. Oh. And so, yeah, there's your connection. But now that I've got that idea stuck in my head, it's just going around in circles and doesn't want to go away. So, yeah, I'll probably have that stuck in my head for a while. Well, actually, that's until something else reminds me of something, and then whatever that new thing is will go. It makes me think, it's one of the for me at least, pop culture things from my past that I would like to share with my kids at some point. I think they might get a kick out of it. But of course, they have to see the original Peter Pan, or, well, one of the earlier versions of Peter Pan first. Some of the more modern ones might be more accurate to the book, potentially. But I'm going to give it a bit of a buy in that respect, because I didn't necessarily like the way that Peter Pan was done by some of the more modern groups. I mean, it's dark in a way that I don't think the story needs to be. Now, I mean, given that Disney had it be very, very light, and J.M. Barrie probably would have disagreed with that, the original author, I believe. But some of the versions of it make it come out more like, it's almost like it's trying to be Lord of the Flies unnecessarily. At least that's the impression I got. So, but in any case, I would like the kids to see more of that type of story before we watch Hook, because without being as familiar with the regular Peter Pan story, it's just, there's not, like, you don't necessarily get what's going on, why it's a big deal. But I will say that in Hook, that's probably my favorite presentation of the character Smee, who's Captain Hook's sidekick of sorts. His first mate, and a lot of fun. That's probably my first one. I've seen Dadcraft's Discord, I've seen a lot of people use different versions of Hook, for example, as a way of saying hello. That was your intro to Peter Pan. Oh. Well, as you guys are probably well aware, because I like Harry Potter, that's not why, but you're probably aware of it because I like Harry Potter, that I originally loved the movie partly for Robin Williams and partly for Maggie Smith, just because Maggie Smith, I mean, come on. Actually, to be honest, Fantastic Sherlock Fox, I did not notice initially that I was actually running over time. So let me just finish up this little bit of the castle right here, and then we will call it for the night. I believe it's Tuesday, so if anybody's able to confirm, I'd like to know if Stormy Owl is live, because that's my favorite Tuesday fodder, is to raid into Stormy. I don't know if she would be up tonight. I haven't had a chance to check her Discord. That was one of those things I meant to do when I got done at the bank, but yeah. Perfect. Okay, so that's where we're gonna go. We head over to Stormy's. Yeah, I think it's probably a good plan. This bit over here is kind of weird, but I'm not gonna bother changing it. It is what it is. They meet nicely and close up, so we're good. We're staying with that. Alrighty. So once again, let's do the flip around. And this is what we've got for the castle. So we actually made some progress today. We are nearly done. I want to just put a slab hangover lip all the way around, but we're gonna have to button the slabs because they'll be the top. So we're gonna have to put those things in. I mean, it doesn't look too bad because if you think about it, it's kind of like bird-proofing spikes. So, no, that's fine. That's fine. Besides, if I go long on Tuesdays, then that hampers my plans for Wednesday morning. So yeah, or Wednesday afternoon. Once again, it's that time zone thing. So we're gonna call it for tonight. Say thank you very much to everybody for coming in. We had some great people popping in. So let me get that raid started to Stormy. and then we'll say our thank yous and goodbyes. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Oh, maybe not. If you do have any feedback or anything you want to put in there, feel free to pop it into the Discord. Sometimes that works, and well, actually most of the time it works. It's a very quiet Discord, so we're not going to be bending your ear. Is that it? Yes.
Mischief managed.
All right. And there's the raid call messages. So as we slip out, we can say our thank yous very much to dropping by to Benson for the resubscribe. I appreciate that. Fantastic Sherlock Fox and Zerk and Benson as our mods and subscribers. We've also got Scrublord and Zerk and Max Money and ITT Tom and Ross and Arch Thunder who were in here. So I want to say thank you to all of you. I really appreciate it when you come by. It really makes my day and helps cheer me up a little bit. But I'm here for you, and we make this a great team. And so all I wanted to say is I hope you guys have yourselves a fantastic day. As I said before, I will be back 12 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. And that is 10 a.m. my time, so that's why I get a little tongue-tied at times. So I will be doing that. There will be some more castle stuff, but thankfully we shall not be on the roof. We will be dealing with castle buildings inside, which will eventually become our trading hall of multiple different villagers. So we've got some more breeding and so on to do, and moving of animals and building of barns and such. And that's our plan for tomorrow. So once again, have yourselves a great day. I will be joining you shortly in Stormy's stream. See you soon. Bye-bye for now.
Transfer complete.